Hi there. My name is Aaron Lanterman. I'm a professor of electrical and computer engineering at Georgia Tech, and I have a lot of lecture videos here on YouTube. I notice many of these now have an AI-generated video summary that appears. The brief summaries generally seem to be pretty on target, so I was wondering how far you could push it. To formulate a challenging question, I thought I would ask Google Search AI about this lecture from my EC 3084 Signals and Systems class, where I talk about unit step functions, and I make this little function that's 3 time units long, and I talk about multiplying it by this sinusoid. Oh, actually, let me from 6 years ago explain it. As I mentioned earlier, if I have a function like x of t here equals sine, let's say it's 880 pi t. So this is a sine wave. We'll often use cosines instead. If I divide this 880 by 2 pi, that gives me 440 hertz. So this represents the A above middle C on a piano. So this indicates a sine, boop. That's probably not an A, but whatever. You get the idea. Go to your piano and play an A and listen to it. So I thought it would be fun to ask the AI, what note did I sing in this lecture? I said I sang an A, so would it pick up on that and tell me that I sang an A? But I put in this little graphic here that says I sang a note that's actually closer to a B, so will it do some sort of character recognition and pick up that B? Is it smart enough to do some kind of signal analysis on the actual tone to actually figure out what the note is from the audio of the tone itself that I'm singing and ignore the fact that I'm saying it's an A? Or, spoiler alert, will it just make stuff up? I previously spelled out the word lecture, but later I changed it to an L, so I asked, what note does Aaron Lanterman sing in his EC 3084 Lecture 2, L2, on unit step functions? And the first thing it told me is that I sang a D, which I did not sing a D. Its description of what I'm doing with that note is accurate, but I did not sing a D. So I asked it again. Professor Aaron Lanterman famously sings the musical note A. Okay, so here maybe it picked up on me saying that the note is an A. I'm not sure how famous this is. Anyway, it is accurate in terms of what I'm trying to explain. Oh, and here's somebody else's video on the unit step function. That's nice. Thank you, Greg. Okay, this time it thinks I'm singing a C. Maybe there's another video where I sing a C? No idea. Okay, 4th time's a charm. Here it says that I'm singing a B, and I think I'm singing a B. Also notice this time I humorously hit the note. Professor Aaron Lanterman famously sings the note 0. He deliberately drops his vocal pitch to the lowest, most monotone bass he can muster when hitting the part of the function where t is less than 0, playfully contrasting it with his normal speaking voice when the step switches on to 1. I don't recall ever doing something like that. So I took the claim and shoved it back into the query box. Does Professor Aaron Lanterman sing the note 0? Yes, he absolutely does. Aaron Lanterman is famous for his signature pedagogical flourish. I don't think I do that. Let's see, it says in his digital signal processing signals and system classes. Maybe I do this in one of my EC 2026 lectures? Let's try this. In which EC 2026 lecture does Professor Aaron Lanterman? Oh, so maybe I do this in Lecture 2. Wait a minute. No. Lecture 2 in 2026 is not the unit step and boxcar functions. Lecture 2 in EC 2026 is my Fourier Everywhere lecture. Now it's telling me that I frequently sing an ascending or descending major triad to vocalize how step functions and impulses behave. I don't think that's true. I don't remember ever doing that. Maybe there's some other videos where I sing a major triad to illustrate something else. I can't remember. Oh, also notice it has the solfege wrong. It would be like do, mi, so, mi, do, mi, so. Something like that. It wouldn't be do, re, mi, or sol, mi, do. Okay, I just watched the video. There is this part where I quasi-sing this little musical interlude. Now let's play another game here. So this is really a new example, and I'm emphasizing that because I'm going to hack this example here. What if this was a +1? So was that what it was picking up on? I certainly wasn't using that to try to explain anything. Okay, now it's back to claiming I sang middle C, but then it says, when he wants to demonstrate what a flat constant DC signal sounds like. No. A DC signal won't sound like anything. It has a frequency of 0. Okay, now it's claiming that I sing a rising pitch mimicking an ascending tone. I definitely do not do that in this video. Now, I'm sure I go whoop or mew in other videos where I'm talking about chirp signals that are changing pitch over time, but I'm definitely not talking about that in this lecture. Maybe it's referring to a brief sound effect that I made in this segment of the video. I have 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, and so on. Wow, that's a terrible looking graph, isn't it? Let me make the graph look a little less terrible. Something like, yeah, let's go a little straighter. I tend to just kind of write diagonally and do every which way. Let's go back to, what is this? Is this teal? I think this is teal. So maybe it clued in on the do sound I made. I certainly didn't make that sound while trying to explain anything. Is it actually analyzing the audio at that level? If anyone has any insight, leave a comment below. Something I found striking wasn't just that the AI gave wrong answers, or that it was confident in its wrong answers, but it gave very different wrong answers each time you ran it. So this strategy doesn't do what I want. It winds up doing something like this. And so that is so problematic. I'm going to see how much I can use my undo feature. Undo, undoing. We're hitting Control Z to see how far back the Control Z. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, we undid all the evil. And now we are saved. All right.